Hello everybody, this is Starbuck. Today I will be talking about monster stats in Spellborne. If you're a new player, you will learn a lot of stuff. And if you're experienced, even if you play since day one, I bet you will learn something as well. So make sure to stay and watch the video. Okay, let's go into it. So every monster in Spellborne has multiple kind of stats, as you may have seen. The first one we will be talking about are these calculated stats. So these are the actual stats of your monsters. If you look at the HP right there and the HP, so stamina points, it's exactly what will be displayed in battles right there. So it's the actual amount of stats your monster have. It's the same for speed, so this number is precisely the speed of Grenadons, which means that if an opponent have higher speed, he will play first, and if it's lower, he will play after my Grenadons. It's as simple as that. And then you have these offensive and defensive stats, which are part of the the damage formula that we don't know. Attack, special attack, defense, special defense. The attack helps you make more damage with your physical moves. The special attacks helps you make more damage with your special moves. Now, I think you guessed it, but defense helps you take less damage from physical moves. And special defense helps you tank more easily the special moves. Okay, so now you can wonder, how are you calculating the calculated stats? Well, first I need you to picture in your mind a level 0 monster. This is a level 0 total. You have to understand that this monster doesn't start at 0 calculated stats. Actually, every monster in the game has the same amount of stats level 0. All of them, the same amount. Let's call it the foundation stats maybe. They all start here with this. As you can see, it's 30 HP and SP, and 20 for the other stats. But level 0 doesn't exist. Level 1 is the minimum. So the difference between level 0 and level 1 is the calculated stats growth per level. Okay, chill, stay with me. Let's explain. This is approximately what the level 1 calculated stats look like for most monsters. Something happened between level 0 and level 1. This total has more stats now. Why is that? Well, it's because of 4 different things that are impacting the stats growth of your monster, and therefore the calculated stats. Now, let's talk about base stats. But first, you need to know that every single monster in Spellborne has unique base stats. You can find these in your book of knowledge right there in game, but I think it's easier to look on the wiki because it's more visual, it's easier to navigate. You can also go to nutdex, which is another community website. I will link both down below if you need. So base stats are a very important part of the formula. They have a great impact on the calculated stats. The thing is, when you look at the numbers, it doesn't really tell you anything. What you actually need to do is to compare them to each other. So for example, I will take this Horus from the wiki. He has more attack than special attack, which means he will gain more attack than special attack each time he levels up and gains stats. So that tells us that he's meant to play more around attack. Of course, you should also look at his moves, abilities to fully understand how to play this monster and every monster, but base stats give you a more precise idea of what the monster actually do. What you can also do is to compare monsters' base stats with each other to see which one is meant to be the fastest, the tankiest, the strongest in attack or special attack. It's good to compare them to understand how each monster works. Moving on to the second most important factor, the innate stats. You have to picture innate stats as the DNA of your monster. It's the first thing you look at to know if your monster is good or not, and you'll see people talk about it all the time. Innate stats can go from 0 to 63 per stats. There are 7 different stats in the game, so the best possible total is 441. The thing is, when you catch a monster, it's pretty easy to obtain anything between 0 and 45. Any stat above 45 is super rare to find in the wild. For clarity, they will be displayed in yellow in your PC. A monster with a yellow stat is instantly valuable because of how rare it is. And it is increasingly harder and harder the higher you go. So there are actually a very few amount of 63 stats in the game. It's quite an important part, so that's why people want to have the best possible innate. It's because you cannot change it afterwards. The only way to change the innate stats is through breeding, but maybe we'll do another video about that. Now, let's talk about visible potential or potential points. These are your stats. They are yours. It's for you to shape your monster how you want him to be. You can give him up to 500 potential points and distribute up to 150 per stat. On this example, it's a Grenadant I use for PvE, so it's shaped as a PvE monster. Here you can see I maxed stamina, because this way I can do as many battles as I can before going back to the hospital. I maxed attack to one-shot, speed to play first, and then I had 50 points left, I gave him some defense. And that's it, there isn't much more to say about these stats. It's for you to shape your monsters. It's for you to understand what your monster needs, how you use it in battle, and give him the points he needs. What I can teach you though is how to get these points and do it fast. So the only way to obtain these points is to defeat opponents. You get 1 point per opponent defeated, and then you only obtain the points once you level up. By the way, it works with hordes as well, so if you defeat 2 monsters at once, you will get 2 points. So in order to get my 500 points, I can go right there, fight these 2 bushes, and do 500 kills. Well, yes, but please don't. It takes hours to do that, and we all did in the beginning. I will show you something. Look, this Skelefish has 0 potential points. And if I take him to beat a mutated monster, he will actually get 3 points. Okay, that's interesting. Now, if I take a new Skelefish, and I give him this first potential device, how much will it be? Look, it's actually 6 now. So it's already much faster. And on top of that, what I do is I like to take these blue pills, doubling again, and now I will get 12 points per monster. I always do this on this tower floor, stage 12, which has 2 monsters. They are both mutated, so it makes for a total of 24 points per stage cleared. I do it like in 15 seconds or something like that. So in order to get my 500 points, I do this stage 21 times, and that's it. I usually do it under 10 minutes, so 1 pill is enough, because this buff only lasts for 10 minutes. So it's a pretty late game strategy, because you need to be able to one-shot the floor 12, and for that you need your new monster to be high level. I usually level them to 35, and to do this I need a good monster like Grenadons. I use the XP share device, which allows me to level up the new monster quickly to 35, but then this new monster has 0 potential points because he didn't defeat any opponents. And then I do the strategy I just showed you. The good thing is that Grenadant is very easy to level up. He has a very fast XP curve, and once you have these two, it's like a machine to level up any monsters you want. And then you do a little trick with these 2 items and the floor 12, and you will have a monster ready to battle in no time. There is one last thing that impacts the calculated stats, and it's the personalities of the monsters. You can see them in their summary, and there are a total of 15 different personalities. They each buff 1 stat and debuff 1 other stat. You can go to the wiki and take a look at the guides and the personalities in order to see them whenever you need. At the moment, there is no way to change the personality, but hopefully it will be something Spellborne considers implementing. I Hope you learned something today, and I appreciate you clicking on this video. See you soon for a new one. Bye bye.